Welcome to a brand new series on FM23. We're back to the rebuild series as we did in FM22. And we begin with Liverpool. Falling off the pace a little bit in the league. They are currently lying in 6th position. 4 losses from 14 games already, with losses to United, Forest, Arsenal and Leeds, surprisingly. And just a bit off the pace. 15 points currently in the league. So we're going to try and rectify that. We're going to try and get them to win the league once again. As you can see, they have won the Champions League 6 times. They've won the Premier League or the English First Division 19 times. They've also won the World Club Championship, the UEFA Super Cup, the FA Cup, Sky Bet Championship even, and the Community Shield 15 times and the Carabao and 9 times as well. So quite a lot of trophies. They are predicted to finish 2nd in the league this season. And currently, in real life, they're not quite doing that. But things may change in the second half of the season. This is their favoured formation. I'm not quite sure whether we will go with that or not. But it's a possibility we could do for the first season, see how things go. Or would we just mix things up a little bit and go more attacking? Maybe they're just missing that killer edge. So let's quickly go through the squad in no particular order. So we'll go by position instead. So they have got Alisson, Keller and Adrian as well in goal. Alisson, obviously the high profile one. 6 weeks to go till he is fit. Worth £110 million. Nathan Phillips, Van Dijk. We've got Konate, Matip, Gomez, Arroyo, who's out on loan, I think. Fabinho, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Milner. I mean, a couple of aging players there. So they're probably looking to eventually do a rebuild. Not sure when that is going to be, but I'm assuming they will be doing that very, very soon. So we're going to try and accelerate that and let go of a few people and bring some class players in. But Lewis out on loan, Simcas, Robertson, Arthur, looks like they've loaned in. Henderson, Thiago, Keita, Chamberlain. We've got Harvey Elliott as well, a promising youngster, so we'll try and involve him a lot more as well. Luis Diaz, Firmino, Carvalho, Diogo Jota, Salah and Nunez, the prolific striker up front. So he's going to be our mainstay up there. Salah probably out on the right-hand side. He is 30 years old now, so we may have to look to move him along in the future seasons. But for the time being, we're going to hang on to him, I feel. But a few other players we need to have a look at more closely. Club finances, we have only got £42 million to spend, despite having a whopping £166 million in the bank. That's disappointing. Wage budget, though, is over £4 million. We're about 300,000 shy of that, so maybe we may have to look to offload a couple of players and bring 1 or 2 in just to bolster up the team, depending on which formation we go to. But yeah, that's disappointing, just £42 million. But we are being given 100% of the transfer revenue made from player sales. So whatever we sell, we can use that once again. Staff-wise, they look absolutely amazing. The scouting, though, isn't that great, though, to be fair. So far this season, they have managed to bring in Nunez, Ramsey, Olafonwa, Carvalho, Truman, Doherty and Arthur on loan from Juventus. So, quite a lot of money spent there, £74 million. Obviously, with Nunez being the most, but we've also got another £42 million to spend, so that's something we are going to have to look at as well. Out the door goes £60 million worth, a lot on loan. And can we see who's gone? Mane went to Bayern Munich for £27.5 million, and Nico Williams gone out to Forest. So like I say, we are predicted to finish 2nd in the table according to the media and the preview. 72, which isn't too bad actually, with Man City leading the way 11-10 favourites, with Chelsea and Man U closely behind. So just a couple of signings to let go of. Jordan Henderson leaves at 32 years old. We have decided to let him go. I think PSG were the team that bought him. They were £25 million. He's been with Liverpool for quite a long while, originally from Sunderland. He's had a great career, But to be perfectly honest, we needed to get some younger players in here, and in order to bring other players in, we needed to sell, and he unfortunately was one of them in casualties. But the stats look really, really good as well. So we weren't going to be playing with a DM. We wanted somebody in the midfield, and at 32 years old, like I say, younger blood was needed. We also say goodbye to Roberto Firmino as well, the striker. Now we've got Nunez. He's going to be our number one striker leading the line. Again, to bring other players in, we needed the cash. He was one of them we could let go, and we did. Been with Liverpool for quite a while as well. Not really cutting it as far as I can see. Early stages in his Liverpool career, he was scoring goals, but he's kind of faded off a little bit as well. But I think it's just, again, PSG decide, I know, we'll take him. And they have £42.5 million. However, we do bring in Declan Rice, our first signing for the club. And one of the reasons we did let Henderson go was because we're bringing in Declan Rice. I think he'll do quite a good job for Liverpool's holding in midfield. I think he'll be a superb. Stats-wise, looks really good. Probably maybe as better or about the same as Henderson. And he's only 23 years old. We did play premium for £85 million. He's been with West Ham from the beginning, not really seeking his potential, I don't think. I think he's going to produce it here, but we are going to be playing in midfield as a box-to-box, actually, no less. We don't want him anywhere near the defence if we can help it, but he's going to be up and down that midfield. And one for the future, Alessandro Bastoni, a defender. He's actually going to be playing in the defence straight off the bat with Van Dijk. 6'3", superb fitness, jumping. He can head the ball as well. He's pretty quick, and he's 23 years old. We're building for the future here, guys. I think he'll be a very, very big asset to the club as well. 3 goals for Inter last season. Inter drove a hard bargain, £56 million. I think that's rising up to 72 million in the end. We had to go back numerous times, and we did nail him in the end. And I think a 5-year contract as well, I believe. 130 grand a week to 2027. We can't complain at that at all. So that does bring the summer spending to £209 million, with 128 going out the door. Finances, it's £84 million in the bank. We have overspent on transfer budget apparently, so we'll just in fact, we've got no more transfer budget left, so we have overspent slightly, which I don't normally see that, though, it has to be said. Tactic wise, this is our formation. We are going to be playing more aggressive, I think, more of a positive, but it is going to be a gegenpress. We are going to be winning the ball back as soon as possible. Van Dijk suspended already, wow. Bastoni, Van Dijk and Alisson at the back. Alisson, I'd rather have you as a support, actually, to be perfectly honest. Diaz, Rice and Nunez up top, who in actual fact has scored 8 goals for us already. The fixtures so far, we have the friendly wise has gone without a hitch. The Community Shield, we did play Man City and thrashed them 6-3 with Stone's own goal, Diaz with a brace, Nunez with a brace, and Thiago with the other goal as well. Haaland scoring a goal with Ruben Diaz and Rodri as well. So a 6-3 thrashing of Man City, which is amazing. We started a league campaign against West Ham, beat Villa, beat Bournemouth. We lose to Man U though, despite taking a 2-0 lead after 6 minutes through Rice and Diaz. We just couldn't hold off the wave of the onslaught from the Red Devils. However, Newcastle, we do win 3-0. That does leave us lying third in the table. 5 points off Brentford, who are 5 for 5 at the moment, which is absolutely amazing. They have beaten Arsenal, Leeds, Forest, Everton and Leicester, which is surprising. Wow, okay, Man City lose to Newcastle 2-0. We did win the Community Shield. That was a 6-3 win against Man City. And in the Champions League, we have drawn Inter, Frankfurt and Monaco as well, and we enter the third round of the Carabao Cup, which we play Leeds at home. The season previews now sees us at 3-1, and the dream team, we've got 6 players in there: Salah, Robertson, Rice, Van Dijk, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Alisson. Wow, I don't think I've ever had that before, so that's a great start. So let's simulate season 1, let's see how we get on, and let's see if we can win any trophies along the way. Season 1 is over, and Liverpool have won the league, and they've won it quite convincingly. 20 points even, not 10, 20 points ahead of nearest rivals Man City, who only just beat Man United to second spot. Arsenal closely behind. Brentford finish in 5th position, which find themselves in the Europa League. Europa League for Brentford, Chelsea, and Tottenham go into, I'm not sure, is that the Champions League as well? Europa Conference League, sorry. So, yeah, a lot of changes there. Anybody that really missed out of there? Not really. Forest, Leeds and Wolves all go down. But, wow, what a surprise. Brentford getting into the top 7, and not only that, finishing 5th overall. We score 126 goals, which is absolutely phenomenal. 43 conceded, with a goal difference of double everybody else's, of 83. So looking at some of the scores, and we have a 6-0 drubbing of Wolverhampton in there as well, with Diaz and Nunez getting a hat-trick apiece. Brighton get thrashed. Chelsea get thrashed 5-3 on their own turf. Everton 4-1. A 5-0 over Leicester and Brentford. 9-1 win over Crystal Palace. Amazing. 5 goals for Nunez. He must have packed quite a lot of goals this season, with Leeds being thrashed as well, 6-1. We do get beat by Arsenal 4-2 though, which is disappointing, but a lot of goals being scored though. West Ham, Forest, Southampton all being put to the sword, and then a lazy 2-2 draw right at the very end against Newcastle. The FA Cup, we don't get very far. We only get as far as the 5th round, losing to Sunderland after overcoming Swansea 6-0. And Blackburn 5-1. We get to the final of the Carabao Cup, losing to Man U after extra time. There's a 111th minute winner for United from Rodrigo Villagra, with Rashford putting them ahead with Jota equalising. But along the way, we did beat Leeds, Birmingham, Everton, Arsenal over 2 legs and on penalties. But yeah, just failing on the last hurdle. The Champions League, we do top the group, winning by 4 points. The one loss coming to Inter, a 1-0 defeat. But 5 wins all the same. Frankfurt 4-0, Monaco 4-0 and 3-2. Inter we did beat 2-0 at home, and Frankfurt away 1-0. At least we won all our home games. So the round of 16, we beat Porto after coming back from a 3-0 deficit to win 3-0 at home, and to win on penalties in the end, which is pretty damn good as well. Chelsea we beat in the quarterfinals, a 4-2 victory in the end, with Harvey Elliott netting both goals to send us through. But the 11-minute salvo from Nunez and Harvey Elliott getting us through the door after going 2-0 down on aggregate. Atletico Madrid we beat in the semi-finals over the 2 legs, 7-2 overall. And it was quite an easy result in the end. As far as the semi-final goes, it's got to be up there somewhere. And in the final, PSG 2-2 on the night, but we do win on penalties, with Mo Salah missing the first penalty, but Lionel Messi missing for PSG, and Sanchez as well. So there's confirmation of everything that's happened in the season. Then winning the league. Bowing out in the 5th round to Sunderland. We do win the English Community Shield, the Charity Shield that is. We do win the Champions League, and runners-up in the Carabao. 63 goals from Darwin Nunez in 61 appearances with 5 assists is absolutely amazing. Luis Diaz 27, 24 for Salah as well with 23 assists. That's just phenomenal. Thiago with 13, 12 for Jota. Harvey Elliott getting 10 with 12 starts there with 7 assists. That is pretty good as well. Hopefully he'll improve somewhat as well, with Mo Salah getting on a little bit. So hopefully we'll get another couple of years out of Mo Salah though. But we will have to look for a right winger at some point, and same with Thiago as well, someone to replace him. But what a phenomenal season these guys have just had. And assist-wise, Salah, Arnold getting 19 assists and 3 goals as well, bless him, with Diaz 16, Robertson with 14, Thiago 10. So a lot of assists with 126 goals being scored. That's not surprising. How did our defenders do? Van Dijk, 6 goals, 2 assists, and Bastoni getting 2 goals as well. Well done them. So it looks like Nunez will finish as top goal scorer, the Golden Boot winner for the Premiership. 4 goals off Haaland. Wow, it's going to be a battle between them two right through the whole series, I think, or this save at least anyway. Average rating is Haaland. Nunez is 3rd with Salah 2nd. And Salah gets the most assists as well. Clean sheets, we didn't really entertain that idea at all. Most player of the match awards was Haaland, actually, with 10, with Ronaldo of United finishing in 3rd position, with Pickford netting 19 clean sheets. We do say goodbye to Joel Matip. He's gone to Real Madrid. £28.5 million. There's no room for him in the team. He didn't really get that much game time last season, 12 in fact, which paved the way for some funds to go and fund our statement signing for this season. Now, one and only signing, in fact, and that's Jude Bellingham. I mean, what a signing, £95 million. That was his release clause. We decided to jump in and grab him before somebody else did. He's worth up to £152 million now already. But look at them stats, absolutely superb. With him and Declan Rice in the centre, that partnership is going to be probably there for quite a while, at least to the end of this little rebuild, I'm guessing. Both young enough to last the full duration, but we'll see what happens. But yes, very, very excited to see what happens this season. We do say goodbye also to Adrian. He's retired now, and James Milner, he's a free agent at the moment, 37 years old, not really playing any, so we at least got to 180 grand off the wages budget as well. Pre-season went like a dream, a 9-0, 3-0, 2-0. Benfica and Sporting both got thrashings as well. Man City, we beat. Salah giving us the lead with Nunez before Haaland netting 2 in quick succession before Jota getting the winner in the 91st minute. Then we go ahead and beat Bayern Munich in the UEFA Super Cup, the winners of the Europa League and the Champions League, ourselves, and no other than Jude Bellingham gets the winner in the 90th minute. So that's the Charity Shield and the UEFA Super Cup already this season won. Our league campaign, we start off against Man City. Jota, that man again, getting us an equaliser this time in the 73rd minute for a 2-2 draw. Arsenal, we thrashed 5-0. Leicester also 5-2. That does leave us top of the table currently. 4 teams on 7 points, but obviously with our superior goal difference. Man City, Man U behind us. Brentford, we're going to have to take a look at some point, Brentford, and see what exactly they've done to get this high up the table. I mean, that's amazing. Norwich are there as well. Same with Leicester, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal lying in 12th position. And, well, did I see Tottenham? Oh, Tottenham in 7th position, yeah. So, yeah, very, very strange. Watford, Bournemouth and Burnley at the moment propping up the division. We have drawn Roma, Dortmund, who I'm assuming Bellingham is going to play against, and Olympiacos in the Champions League. Confirmation of the UEFA Super Cup winning. And who have we drawn in the Carabao? And it's Nottingham Forest away from them. Hopefully we'll do better against them than Liverpool did recently. We are predicted to finish top 7-5 favourites to win the league ahead of Man City, Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal, Newcastle up there. Brentford are in the Europa League and they're 400-1 to win the league. We've still got Salah, Van Dijk and Alisson in the Dream 11. No Jude Bellingham in there, which is quite surprising. And no Nunez either. But let's have a look at some of the transfers. £185 million. Ronald Araujo from Barcelona to Man City. That is a statement signing if ever I have seen one. So without any further ado, let's crack on to Season 2. Let's see how we get on. And once again, can we get all the domestics this time? And of course, the Champions League will be nice once more. Liverpool have managed to win the league twice on the bounce now, and it's got a little bit closer this time. United getting very close, 3 points behind, only losing the 4 games, but we lost 5 games this season. Chelsea, West Ham, City, Arsenal and Brentford. Brentford, where did they finish? Wow, as low as 15th, so order has been restored, but I'm wondering whether it was the case of the Europa League interfering with their league form in the end. Nunez scores 43 goals, again ahead of Haaland. So just going through some of the results then in the league, then a 5-2 thrashing of Norwich and Leicester. We do beat Fulham 5-1. I mean, we do have an unbeaten run over a couple of few months, so November, December and January, including a 5-0 win over Watford, 4-1 Brighton. I mean, teams that you would expect Liverpool to beat. We did beat United at home 4-0. Wow, absolutely outstanding there. Salah, Simcas, Jota and Robertson all scoring in that game. We have a few blips. So Palace we win 5-1, Tottenham we win 2-1, City we lose and draw with United. So we remain unbeaten against United in the league. So probably that's what helped us win it ahead of them in the end. But look at that, 10-0 over Burnley. Wow. Thiago, Keita, Nunez with a double hat-trick, I believe. 6 goals in a game. That is just crazy. The FA Cup, we do get to the final only to lose to United, even though we remained unbeaten with them in the league. We do falter right at the last hurdle once again. We beat Barnsley 7-1. Tottenham 3-2. We do beat Southampton. Arsenal will win on penalties and extra time to see us past City. But it is quite a convincing win for United there. Rashford getting a hat-trick. The Carabao Cup, we reached the final again there as well. We're losing to Arsenal this time despite beating Forest, Bradford, Bournemouth. We do beat United on aggregate in the two-legged semi-final 5-4. We do lose the first leg 4-2 and to come back 3-0 in the final in the second leg. That is superb. Salah, Rice and Nunez all scoring. Fernandes are getting sent off there, but to lose in the final, despite getting a equaliser through Jude Bellingham, it was a Brook Norton-Cuffy with a winner in the 78th minute. So another final goes begging. So domestically, we are getting close. In the Champions League, we've finished top once again. We do lose, however, to Roma 2-1 and draw with Dortmund, but we do beat Olympiacos and Roma 4-1. Olympiacos again 4-0 and Dortmund we do win 4-0 away from home, which is really bizarre. Did we draw with Dortmund at home? Okay, we still didn't lose at home though. The round of 16 we beat Milan 4-2 on aggregate. Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. Wow, what scores are these? 8-3 overall, 6-2 at home. Nunez with a hat-trick. I mean, this is just crazy scenes, this is. We beat Man United in the first leg in the semi-final 5-1. And then, wow, what on earth has happened here? It did go to extra time and we just crumbled. Did we have players sent off or what happened? That is, that's just unbelievable. It gets to extra time and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 goals conceded in extra time. Did we just switch off? Did we just walk off the pitch? That has to be one of the worst defeats ever. We'll have to have a look at the records, but that is just, that's horrible to see. I'd rather beat the 10-1 the other way around, but 5-1 lead to throw it away in extra time. That's disgusting. That was, in fact, our biggest defeat as well. Squad-wise, 65 goals from 64 games from Nunez, which is not surprising. 65 goals, that's just absolutely incredible. So good job we're going for a good few years yet. And 140 grand a week, it seems a bargain. Salah weighs in with 19 and 24. 17 and 16 for Luis Diaz. With 12 and 13 for Thiago as well, and 12 goals for Jota also. Assist-wise, all coming from Salah. Trent Alexander-Arnold weighs in with 2 goals and 18 assists. So that's pretty good as well from the right back. Jude Bellingham, 10 assists. Declan Rice, 10 assists. So they're all improving as well. Harvey Elliott, did he get some game time? Off the bench, but 7 and 7. That's pretty good. I'm just wondering whether we give Harvey Elliott a tryout in at right wing ahead of Salah. But to be honest, Salah's playing like the way he is. He's going to keep everybody out of the team, even at 31 years old. He's got another season left in him. So do we offload and let Harvey Elliott take over? Let's start off with the transfers out. We do say goodbye to Thiago. He's now 33 years old. He's gone to one of our rivals, Chelsea, for £9.5 million, which seems very, very cheap indeed. We could have argued that we could have had him for an extra season. However, we wanted to bring in a couple of players, and we had no more room for him. And at 33 years old, the youngsters have to shine. Nathan Phillips has finally gone for £6 million. He's gone to Watford. And Porto pick up Tyler Morton, a youngster from our youth academy, apparently. And they want to spend £7 million. So off you go. And Sepp Vandenberg as well from the youngsters. He's gone to Juventus for £3 million. So £25 million comes in, along with our transfer kitty that we did have. We go and spend some money, some big money, on a couple of players. The first of them signings is Josko Gvardiol. I think that's how you pronounce it. If not, please let me know down in the comments below. Otherwise, I do apologise. Centre-back, we want a replacement for Van Dijk. He's probably got another season or two left in him. And at 22 years old, he's either going to shadow him or he's going to start him. Well, we're going to start him off in the first stream straight away and see how he gets on and see how Liverpool get on as well. With him alongside Bastoni as well, it's going to be a very, very young back four that we are looking at to improve. But got very good potential. Could be as good as Van Dijk at 6'1", great jumping reach and heading as well. And he's got pace on him, so it looks absolutely phenomenal. We pay a staggering £82 million for him. That was his release clause, and they were quite happy to let him go. He's played a couple of games for us already from Leipzig, but they make a profit on him. But even so, I don't really care. He looks absolutely phenomenal. Bit more money spent on this one. Florian Wirtz. Cam roll is what we were after. With Thiago going, we did need somebody in here as well. I mean, I know Harvey Elliott can play there. He can play on the right-hand side as well, and a couple of other players. I think actually Chamberlain can play there as well. But we wanted somebody who's going to fit the bill at 21 years old. Another youngster, I think one for the future also. He's here till 2029, worth £108 million. And we spent 95. Okay, so not too much added onto his value. But from Bayern Leverkusen, who make literally a lot of money on this guy. Did pretty well for him last season, 13 goals, 6 assists. I'm hoping he's going to do the same for us. But again, some more youngsters into the fray. So overall, £177 million spent. So far this pre-season has gone remarkably well. Just the one defeat coming to United in the league with wins from West Ham and Brighton. But we do beat United in the Charity Shield. So trophy number 1 for this season is in the bag. But other than that, we have destroyed everybody else. Beijing Youth and University absolutely thrashed them 33-0 on aggregate in both games. Genoa, we beat 4-0. Fenerbahce 9-0. Ajax 6-1. And the goals just keep flying in. But a disappointing loss to United though. Arnold was sent off in the 58th minute, but the game was already lost by then. We didn't even score a goal, which is amazing. We are lying 5th in the table currently with 2 wins and 1 loss. Brentford, 3. I'm just going to have a quick look at Brentford. I'm just quite intrigued as to the team's not that great. I don't understand why they are top of the table. It just baffles me. It really does. Leicester, Norwich and Bournemouth. 7-1 thrashing of Bournemouth actually. With Chelsea behind them with a couple of wins as well. Southampton are above us. Man U as well, and everybody else is lying behind. I mean, Arsenal in 14th position. Wow. The Champions League, I'm not sure what's happening here. It seems like it's going into a league phase. I'm assuming we play 6 games like normal against teams that's been picked, and we just go into a league basis and the top 8 go through, which seems very bizarre, but we'll have to see how that pans out. The FA Cup, we don't go into it until the 3rd round. We have drawn Villa in the Carabao Cup 3rd. And the preview for this season, we are odds on to win the league ahead of Man City, 9-5. Chelsea are just behind us with Man U at 12-1, with Arsenal and Tottenham at 18. So let's simulate season 3, see how we get on. We'll come back and we'll see what's gone on in the Champions League. Season 3 is over and we have gone and won the league for a 3rd time on the bounce, and it's looking a little bit better this season. 87 points. We finished 13 points above Arsenal, who finished in second. Man City behind Chelsea and Tottenham and Brighton, all in the Champions League. The top 6 teams are in the Champions League. That is amazing. But Brighton, wow, Brighton in the Champions League. They must go in some sort of qualifying round or something. But they did well, 68 points. United are in the Europa with West Ham, and Crystal Palace have made it to the Conference League as well. Amazing. Any big teams really missing out? Not really. They're Everton just escaped relegation. Leicester, Bournemouth, and Sheffield United all go down. We do. I've just noticed that we scored 107 goals. Who was against the most? Brentford. 12 goals against Brentford. And where did they finish? They finished in 12th position despite having a very, very good start. Nunez finished as top goal scorer once again. 37 goals this time. Not quite in the 40s, but a 37 is still pretty good. Haaland finishing just behind. Nunez, the best player in the league. 7.52 ahead of Salah as well, who's still going strong. But Salah gets the most assists with 13. We still don't come anywhere near the clean sheets. Bellingham has the second most yellow cards, and Nunez third most or second most player of the match awards. Just going through some of the results then. A 9-0 win over Brentford there. Wow, that is just that's crazy. 9-0. Salah with a hat trick, Nunez with a brace, Wirtz with a brace as well, Alex Chamberlain as well. I thought he was out on loan. Maybe he came back, I don't know. But 5-0 over Leeds, 4-1 Sheffield United. So some big scores going through. We lose to Villa, Southampton and Arsenal, with a couple of big wins in the middle as well. Couple of big wins again. Wolves, Chelsea we beat 4-1. United we beat 1-0. 6-0 thrashing of Tottenham there at home. Our home form looks absolutely amazing. It has to be. Man City 5-1, we batter them. The FA Cup we only get as far as the quarterfinals, losing to Arsenal after extra time after beating Solihull Moors, Watford and Norwich. The Carabao Cup we finish in the quarterfinal stage after beating Villa and Man U. We're thrashing Man U actually, and we lose to Brighton. Wow, 2-1 again. We go ahead and just can't get through, and we were at home in that game as well. So the Champions League, the league. So everybody plays 8 games, so you get, I'm assuming, your quota of teams to play. And we finished second in that. So the top 8 teams go through. We've lost 1 game, and that gets Bayern Munich 3-0. But we do beat Real San Sebastian 6-0 and Olympiacos 9-0. Parthenope 1-0 and Juventus 3-0. Copenhagen 5-1, Anderlecht 7-0 and Porto 4-0. So 8 teams we play. Not twice either. We score 35 goals, only conceding 4, but it was Bayern who topped the bidding with a goal difference. I'm thinking, or is it a 1-1? I'm thinking it was the 1-1 actually. They beat us, didn't they? Arsenal, Inter, PSG, Chelsea, Benfica and Barcelona all go through. The first leg in the round of 16, we beat Leipzig 4-3 on aggregate, 2-1 at home, with the winner coming in the 69th minute really, with after they did get a late goal threatening some sort of a revival. But we do lose to Bayern in the end. Real Madrid beat Man City in the... How did Man City get in there? I don't get it. So just looking at the rules for the Champions League. So the top 8 go into the round of 16. So in fairness, it's like the second knockout round. Everybody else from 9th to 24th go into the knockout playoff round. And then they'll play against the teams that finished in the top 8th. So we get like a bye. Wow, okay. I mean, it's different. I mean, I wonder if this is something that's going to be phased in real life. Who knows? But it was actually Real Madrid who won it, and they finished 14th in the end, losing 2 games to Man City, who they beat in the final, and Inter 2-0 as well. So looking at our squad then, goals-wise, not as many for Nunez this time. 59 goals, but he only played 55 games, so 59 and 55 is absolutely superb once more. 7 assists this time. Salah, at 32 years old, how can you replace this guy? He's absolutely amazing. Still got a year on his contract. I don't know whether to renew him again. How can we not have him in the team? 28 goals, 21 assists. Or do we cash in and bring in some young blood? I mean, Harvey Elliott, 5 and 14. I think he's a superb replacement, but I don't think he would be that chap, I don't think. Maybe as a substitute, maybe. Who knows? Verts there in his first season, 21 goals, 11 assists. Jota, 24 goals, 13 assists. So what happened to Diaz? Diaz played 25, 14 and 5. So, I mean, that's quite weird. Jota getting ahead of him. Although they are rough. They are about the same age. So we may have to look at that left-hand side at some point. Declan Rice, 4 goals and 10 assists. 5 for Harvey Elliott. And the assist-wise, Arnold getting 12 assists, which is pretty good as well. And what about our defenders? How did our defenders do? So Bastoni, 2 goals, 1 assist. Van Dijk, did he play? He came on the sub a few times, which we are going to have to look to move him along this season. And where's Carvajal? 1-on-1 again. The 2 centre-backs doing remarkably well. 7.4 and 7.3 are 2 centre-backs. Amazing. And Alisson at 32. I mean, there's a possibility we may have to replace him, but he's still got years left in him, I think. 14 clean sheets this time. 34 conceded. That's pretty good. Going into season 4, we are going to have to clear out a few players, and that is what we have done. Ibrahima Konate, he's gone to Real Madrid for £35.5 million. He did not want to stay. He didn't want to sign a new contract. And unfortunately, we did have to let him go. I didn't really want to let him go. He was one of the youngest centre-backs and a really good backup as well. Van Dijk, he's gone to Milan for £22 million. 33 years old now, but he's taking the place of a young player that could really develop into somebody probably as good, maybe. I don't know. Keita, he's gone to Rennes for £13.75 million. And a couple of other players that have gone out on loan. And Carvalho's gone out on loan to Leicester this time. In reversing order, Eric Garcia, he's going to centre-back. Not a replacement for Van Dijk, but a very good backup all the same. 24 years old. We couldn't really grumble. Stats-wise, we're there. The scouts picked him up and said, yeah, let's go and get him. And so we did. We couldn't really moan at that, really. It's £50 million. Exactly. I think that was his release clause. And yeah, Barcelona are quite happy to let him go. Whether or not they're still in debt, I don't know. Next up is midfielder, striker, cam player Charles de Ketelaere, Belgium. Looks solid again. Salah is getting older as well, and we're looking for a replacement for Salah, so we're not quite sure who's going to take that role. Salah could play anywhere in the top attacking, or in fact midfield as well probably. But we are looking to move Salah on. He's doesn't want to go yet, but we decided to bring this guy in. 24 years old again, more for the future. Not quite reaching his potential, but almost there. And we pick him up for a staggering £65 million release clause once again. Actually, I'm not sure if it was release clause. They wanted somewhere around about £70 million. We managed to beat him down to 65. So, but last season for Milan, 32 games, 16 goals, 1 in every 2, with 3 assists as well, which isn't too bad. And our main signing is Fabio Vieira. He was the replacement for Salah, but I'm not quite sure now. Salah's going to have 1 more season with us. He's not wanting to leave. He's running down his contract. And yeah, we tried to offload him. And I think the only team that came up was Chelsea, and they only offered £30 million for him. So I said no. We should have really cashed in on him possibly, but for £30 million, I'd rather keep him for another season. And yeah, he's playing magnificently for us anyway. So, but we brought Vieira in, who's going to be playing on the right-hand side, see what he can do. But with them stats, I don't see any reason why he couldn't become as good as Salah, but we'll see what happens there. But we did pay £81 million for him from Leipzig, who paid 54 from Arsenal, who paid 30 million from Porto. So it's win-win all the way around. And I think we've got a pretty good player. An assist already. I'm hoping he's going to do what Salah has been doing over the past seasons. Pre-season started off the Club World Championships. We beat Zamalek 5-0 and 2-0 against Atletico Madrid there. But we do lose to Bayern Munich in the semi-final, and we lost on penalties to Man City for the 3rd place playoff as well. So that's disappointing. Not quite sure who won it in the end. It was Real Madrid over Bayern Munich. So yeah, we didn't even lose to the eventual winners, which is disappointing. But the pre-season carried on. Ajax, Fenerbahce and Monaco all being smashed. Chelsea we beat in the Charity Shield once again. We just like that trophy, I'm not going to lie. It's just another win. United we beat, Tottenham we beat, and we draw with Chelsea at home, which was disappointing. We did have a player sent off, and we were 2-0 down. So Salah and Diaz both scoring. Diaz getting the equaliser in the 83rd minute. So I'm quite happy with that. Despite smashing them in the Community Shield, we do drop points in the league. So that does leave us in 4th position currently, 2 points behind Arsenal, who are 3 for 3. But Southampton, Chelsea are above us. Brighton and Lion in 5th position. Tottenham and United behind us. There is Man City lying in 12th position currently. Brentford are unfortunately down there in 15th. Forest, Blackburn and Leeds are propping up the table. The Champions League, we enter the league phase in the 17th of September, which is in about 2 weeks' time. So it's a bit late to not know where we stand with that, but maybe this is a whole new thing with the Champions League where we just don't know what's happening. I don't know. FA Cup, we enter the 3rd round. We have drawn Blackburn in the Carabao Cup, and confirmation of the Charity Shield win there. So again, we're going on all fronts. The preview, 9-4 to win the league. We have got Carvajal, Rice, Alexander-Arnold, Alisson and Salah in the Dream 11. So without any further ado, let's simulate Season 4. We're almost towards the end of this rebuild. Can we go 4 for 4 in the league? Let's bring that title home for the 4th time on the bounce, shall we? 4 for 4 league titles. This is absolutely amazing. We are literally killing everybody at this in the league currently. Finished an incredible 13 points clear of Arsenal with 98 goals scored, 33 against, which isn't too bad. Still under how many games we've played, so I'm rather happy with that. Plus 65 goal difference as well. Chelsea, United, Tottenham, Newcastle finishing the Europa League spot with Man City as well, and Everton getting into the conference one. But there's no real big shocks with Palace, Stoke and Blackburn all going down. Haaland beats Nunez for the first time in this rebuild to the golden boot for the league. Doesn't look like Nunez only scored 21. He normally scores double that, so I'm hoping he scored a lot more than that and we don't have to look for another striker because he's not that old. So quick look at the league results. We don't lose our first game till December, which was to Newcastle. We beat Man City 7-2. I've just seen that. Wow, 60,000 at home to see that demolition of Man City. 7-0. 7-2 in the end, but wow, thought we were 7-0 up, but we weren't. We were 6-0 up, 7-1, 7-2. Wow, that's just wow. I'm just amazed at that. We do struggle to put goals past teams, and then we start getting into our groove from November. A few thrashings there as well, but 7-2. That's insane. Then we go on another long run. We lost to Norwich 3-1 at home. Man City we beat 3-0 away from home. We didn't lose that many games. Chelsea we lost to, and Wolves. So we must have beaten Man U 2-0 there. And did we beat them somewhere along the line up here as well? Oh yeah, right at the beginning of the season. So only, 4 games lost? That's not too bad. And a rare treat in the FA Cup. We get to the final. We play Newcastle and Nunez puts us 1-0 up. And then we get another goal, which seals the deal. Who's Bradley? Bradley must be a youngster, but and who's Beck? I don't know who some of these players are. I've got no idea, but a 2-0 victory. Who was it that scored? Wirtz. Was it Wirtz that scored one of them then? Is he named Beck? We do beat Leicester along the way, Fulham, QPR, Watford and Aston Villa. So quite an easy run to the final, just Fulham just struggling a little bit to get past. And another treat for you is the Carabao Cup final this time. Mo Salah putting us ahead very early on. I think it's about 7 minutes, a good ball in there, and Salah right on the end of it. We play Leicester in the final, and it was a 3-0 thrashing. Nunez getting the second one with some good work down this left-hand side from Diaz, who plays the ball straight through. Look at that ball. Amazing. It's just 70th minute. It's 2-0. Another final. Another trophy. That is the treble or the quadruple domestic, I think. Because we've already got the Charity Shield. We've already won the league. The FA Cup. Now the Carabao. It's the domestic quadruple. We are kings of England. We beat Blackburn, Wolves, Brighton, Brentford in the semi-final. And I'd say again, it's pretty much an easy route all the way to the final. So the Champions League again. So we finished second behind Real Madrid this time, who qualified to the second knockout round with Inter, PSG, Atletico. We've got Man City, Barcelona and Lazio. So who did we beat? We beat Real San Sebastian 5-0, Ludogorets 5-0, 1-0 Benfica, Dinamo 6-1, Olympiacos 2-0 and 4-1 Borussia. We do draw with Bayern Munich this time. And Leipzig, we got smashed 4-1. Well, where did Leipzig finish in the end? Wow, 13th. So all the teams up to 24 spots. Celtic are in there as well. We've got Benfica, Milan, Chelsea, Tottenham. Where are the bigger clubs? Man U not getting in there this year? Oh no, they were Europa League, weren't they? Wow. Round of 16, we beat Tottenham 8-3 on aggregate. Leipzig, we do get our own back on them, beating them 8-2 in the quarterfinal over 2 legs. And then PSG, we lose the away leg. We do win the home leg, but we lose on penalties with Ketelaere missing, Bastoni missing, and Dion Woodthorpe as well. So squad-wise, goals, 50 goals for Nunez. Not quite more than the games he's played this time. He's quite way off. 9 assists though, so if you add them together, I guess 59 from 59. You could give him that, I guess. Salah, 35 goals, 21. So we can see where the goals are coming from. Salah probably playing on that left-hand side, or maybe even up front. Who knows? But a lot of goals there. Wirtz gets 23. Jota with 16. Vieira in his first season, 15 and 28, which isn't too bad. Ketelaere with 15 goals. Diaz with 13 and 14, which is pretty good. Goals all the way through the whole team as well, which is really good. Bellingham getting 2 and 12. Carvajal getting 3 goals this time. Well done to him. Bastoni, he got 3 and 1. So they're getting better. They're getting further up the field. Harvey. Elliott with 3 and 4. How did Garcia? Did he play many games? 10 games. He got 3 assists though, which is pretty good. Assist-wise, it's again right through the whole team, which is really, really good. Right, so once again, let us start with the transfers out. And as you can see, Simcas has gone to Bayern Leverkusen for 35.5 million. Fabinho as well has gone to Chelsea, which I'm not liking at all, but they were the only ones that came in with quite a fair bit of money, so 31 million for them. Gomez goes for £9 million to Ajax, and Benfica pick up Carvalho. He wasn't really developing quite a lot, even despite going out on loan, but £7 million he goes there. Fulham also pick up a couple of players as well. Anybody else that is on there on loan? No, I think that is about it. So £84 million raised in the transfers out. So let's get on to the transfers that we have brought in. And first off, in no real order, is Alejandro Baldi from Barcelona. We brought him in as a left back. We wanted to try and offload Robertson, but he wasn't having any of it. So he's hanging around a little bit longer. But we brought in another left back, and with Simcas going as well, we had to bring in a backup. So he was the nearest one that we tried to get hold of, and pretty cheap really, to be fair. We tried to get Alphonso Davies, and there was another one as well at left back, and they were just asking astronomical money. £300 million was some of the offerings, and it's like, no, we're not going to be spending that. So we ended up spending £62 million. Not too bad for Barcelona. Didn't play that much games really, to be fair, and he'll be playing alongside Garcia as well, so he'll have a teammate with him. Next up is Tariq Lamptey on the right hand side. A little bit of competition for Arnold, and because we lost Fabinho as well, we've got no real backup on the right hand side. And plus he can play on the left hand side if need be. And wow, the one thing that attracted me to this player was look at them stats. His acceleration and pace, phenomenal, and fitness. He's not going to be tiring very soon. And wow, what a player. I mean, I can't really grumble. We did play a little bit of money, £68 million exactly. He's played 3 games for us already from Brighton. So Brighton have a little bit of cash to help them out a little bit as well, and make a fair bit of profit. But yeah, I think he's probably ever present for Brighton, but for ourselves, 3 games already, so I'm looking forward to see what develops here. And finally, we almost offloaded Salah. Barcelona came in with an offer of £30 million. We did accept it, to be fair, and Pino we bring in. He can play on the left hand side, play on the right hand side. He looks pretty good, and he's not that far off Salah actually, and he's still got potential as well, and only 23 years old, looking good for the future. We pay £75 million. I'm sure that goes up to £93 million, in fact. And yeah, 3 games already. We're still yet to see something from him, but did all right at Newcastle and Villarreal. We're expecting good things here. So £206 million spent. One additional transfer for Cardoso. He's gone for the youngsters, £1.6 million. But that is about it. But £206 million spent. We have spent an awful lot of money. Pre-season and this has gone pretty good. We do have a thrashing there of 12-0 against Louisville. We do beat Bologna. We do beat Stuttgart and Arsenal in the Community Shield. So that's 5 for 5 this rebuild. We've won the Charity Shield 5 times on Verts with a brace, giving us the victory. So really happy with that. We start off against Wolves with a 4-0 win in the league. Man U, we draw 1-1 with Mo Salah scoring the equaliser after 15 minutes, and then nothing else really happened. And Sheffield United, we did struggle against them actually. Despite them getting a very late goal, we were 3-1 up at the time. So yeah, we struggled for the victory there, so I'm quite surprised. So in the league, we are lying third at the minute, 2 points behind Chelsea. Hopefully, we go on to win the league. In the Champions League, I'm not sure who we have drawn. It didn't really say, to be fair, but it's going to be 8 games. I'm not sure who we got at all. So we'll have to wait and see it to the end of the season and see how far we progress in that. We have drawn Burnley in the Carabao Cup third. We enter the third round of the FA Cup. We have won our first trophy in the Community Shield. And the season preview has us at 11-8 to win the league, ahead of Man City, Chelsea and Arsenal and everybody else actually. Without any further ado, let's simulate our final season. Let's see how we get on. Can we repeat the quadruple plus the Champions League as well, which would be a clean sweep for the final season. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is 5 for 5 Premiership titles. We win it by 7 points, so only losing the 3 games to Forest, Southampton and Man City. Surprising about Forest and Southampton though. 106 goals, 31 against, which is absolutely amazing as well. Fulham, Watford, Sheffield United go down, but Man City, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal, United and West Ham and Everton all getting into Europe. Question is, have we won anything else? Nunez goes back to scoring 40 goals in a season. Only one off Haaland, who finishes off with the golden boot. Some of the league results, and we lose our first game at the end of September. But nothing really standing out here. Chelsea we draw 3-3 with, amazingly enough. 6-0 against Tottenham, which is a nice little batter in there. We do go unbeaten for quite a while actually. Beating Leeds 5-0, 5-0 against Southampton. So how come we lost to them though? That's a question worth asking. Brentford we beat 3-0. A couple of more results there, losing to Southampton. 5-0 against Brighton. Leeds again for 6-0. Fulham 5. And Man City 3-2 towards the end of the season. But losing to Forest right at the very end. But other than that, it's quite a successful season, as you would gather, winning a 5th straight Premiership title. The FA Cup, we don't even get past the 3rd round this time round, and don't know what on earth they were concentrating on. But a 2-0 loss to Middlesbrough, that is shocking. The Carabao Cup, we go a little bit better. We get as far as the semi-finals, losing 4-3 on aggregate to Everton, who we go ahead through Diaz. They come back with a 2-1. We equalise through Nunez, and we have 10 minutes to try and get that equaliser on aggregate. We lost the first leg at home. Wow, 2-0 down in that game as well. That's shocking. But again, another loss. We did beat Man United, Coventry and Burnley along the way, but to lose out in the final semi-finals, it's very disappointing. The Champions League, we finished second once again, only losing the one game this time to Barcelona 1-0. Arsenal finished top. That's a shock, but we have 4 English teams in the top 8. Tottenham and Man U as well. Who else did we beat? We beat PSV, Bilbao, Benfica 5-3 against Porto. Slask, Leipzig and Bayern we beat 2-0. Where did Bayern finish in the end? They weren't in the top 8. Bayern Munich, anywhere? Anywhere, Bayern Munich. I guess... Did they finish? Oh, they finished 4th, actually. Tell a lie. They did finish in the top 8 as well. The last round of 16, a 4-3 win over PSG, which is phenomenal. And Real Madrid will lose 3-2, despite having a 1-0 win in the 90th minute through Jota, but it just was not enough. That 3-1 deficit in the first leg was just too much to get through. So have a look at the squad then for the final time. Goals coming from Darwin Núñez, 55 goals, which is absolutely superb. Wirtz gets 23 and 10. 21 for Mo Salah and 22. He's still going strong. This could be his final season though. Diaz weighing in with 15 and 15. But apart from that, the goals have dried up ever so slightly. But quite a few players getting in on the act. Same with the assists as well. 22, 15. A couple of 10s for Baldy gets 10 assists as well. That's not too bad as well. Jude Bellingham weighs in with 9 assists. And Harvey Elliott 6 goals and 9 assists also. How did our defenders do? Bastoni 3 goals. Garcia gets a goal as well. Carvajal gets 1 and 2. Lamptey, did he play many games? 27. He did get 6 assists though, so not bad in his first season as well. So we'll finish off with 5 Premiership titles, 24 in total. Champions League 1 we did win. We did win the Super Cup as well. We won the FA Cup the once in this rebuild. And the Community Shield, 5 for 5 in that as well. We must have won a fair bit of trophies along the way. And if we have a look at the managerial side, 5 league wins, 9 cup wins, 14 trophies in 5 seasons. Absolutely amazing. I dare to say that we are the kings of England without a doubt, and I'm sure they'll go on for many seasons to come. It's been a fun one to do, and no restrictions on money, which has been even better. So until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you on the next one.